sound check here. Okay, it's not seems to be coming through clear enough. I haven't drafted in a few days. Was watching the Star City Games tournament over the weekend. It's pretty cool to see how impactful Lorwyn's been on the format. So it's a good set. There's a lot of good cards that are seeing play. So it's a good time to draft it up and try to get this whole set collected. Last draft was pretty good. I had to delete the VOD on YouTube, but I did record it, so I'll try reposting it. But it went 7-0 with a first Merfolk draft, I think, of the format. Went 7 wins on what I thought was maybe a little below par. Yeah. But, so it's just the power of them that I didn't have any of the 1-drops, and apparently you don't need them. So Goliath Daydreamer is a very nice bomb here. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you exile it with a dream counter, and then when this creature attacks, you can cast those spells again for free. Just a lot of value on this creature. Well statted too for a 4-mana 4/4. Other cards I would consider, like if this was just a crap rare, might actually be Pummeler for hire. As Mender's Guide is just like, it's a decent card and all, but I don't think it's something that's going to be pulling me into the Merfolk deck. It's just, I mean, if you just have a curve of 2-drop into that as your 3-drop, it's not crazy impressive. Tristan is a decent card, as it's well statted for a 3-mana 3/4 with Death Touch. But its inner ability and flip ability of just like gaining life or losing life from your opponent, it's just not like anywhere near the power level of this Goliath Daydreamer. And also, as far as like our uncommons go, Sizzling Changeling is just extremely good. 3 mana, all types, replaces itself. Very good. After that would be Cinder Strike. And Cinder Strike is also extremely good with Goliath Daydreamer. And it isn't that, you know, I picked a red, so I picked this, you know, trying to force red here. I really do think this was just the best card in the pack. Moving on to this next one, we see we're getting into a lot of different stuff now. Where I think the best card may be Kinspell Aspirant here. Very important for the Kithkin decks to get on the board early, go wide, pump, and just get the game over with. So, very good in the Kithkin deck. This guy giving haste. Oh, I've played with this guy before. It's kind of just whatever. I think it's a choice between one of these removal spells, Blight Rot and Temporal Cleansing. Temporal Cleansing has kind of outperformed what I thought it should be doing, whereas Blight Rot's been underperforming to me. I think this card is just better given that it has Convoke. Now, if we wanted to stick with this Goliath Daydreamer path, there is a Feed the Flames. Little overpriced for a removal spell, but it is instant. Really taking note that this Eclipsed Marrow is still in the pack here. Boulder Dash is a very good removal spell, though. Maybe I'm supposed to take this bit of a signal that, you know, the person passing to me is not interested in red, so I'm going to think to find the open lane here. It looks like red-white might be open, which, because there was a 4-mana Oblivion Ring, whatever it was called in the last pack, that I could have went with. Kind of want to lean more into the strength of instant and sorceries. Though even if I was like red-white, I would probably take a Feed the Flames over a Spiral. But Flaring Cinder is really good. Moonlit Lamenter is a half-decent card. No, I like Silvergill Mentor like a lot. Like it's really good in the Merfolk deck, but it is only good in the Merfolk deck. It's not something that you can play outside of it. Whereas Glimmermight, we can just slam in any blue deck. So this card is actually turning out to be a little bit of an overperformer as well for me. Noting that there is this goblin here, but this goblin's not like a reason to get in the black-red. Here, though, Blossom Bind, again, kind of underperforming for me, but it is by, like, the best card in the colors. Maybe I'm supposed to take this 2-drop, though. Even though I'm not goblins, this is just a good card. Of like Blight 1 and Rummage. This card can essentially just like filter you through 3 cards on itself. Here though, this Chaos Spewer being here is pretty good. I don't know if it's better than like just a Runaway Together. Tend to really want good ETBs on my creatures to play this card though. I'm gonna take this guy. Normally I would take the Runaway Together, but that card keeps coming around late. Burning Curiosity, really good draw spell here. Blight 1, and you get to exile 3 cards. You can play those until the end of your next turn. So, Unexpected Assistance over Illusion Spinners, I think, is correct. Illusion Spinners, it's just like a really good card. Even without Flash, it's a decent card because of the hexproof. And we do have like a fairy. Wow, Kingspell Aspirant going all the way around. You can tell like we just didn't see that many Kithkin though. But maybe there just wasn't that many opened in the PAX period. Whoa. I was going to say maybe I should have taken the Auntie there. Get a little more speculative because I knew I would probably get these later anyway. Now Seal Away. It's turning into pretty good card. It kind of just reads as cancel or a counter spell because a lot of people want to get into combat before like playing their removal spells and stuff. But even at 4 mana, it's pretty decent. The other is Dream Harvest. Like I said, it's just kind of whatever. Formidable Speaker is just a house of a card. This thing is basically represents a second copy of the best creature in your deck, and it is very good and constructed. If I was in green, I would definitely be slamming that card. Now we just have a nice disruptor of currents here. Even though we're not Merfolk. This thing having Flash really good. Notice we have a Feed the Flames, Thirst for Identity. Thirst for Identity is, even though it's an uncommon, it's not as good as Unexpected Assistance, which is a common. So I don't care about taking these very highly. I feel like I can... Usually if I'm in blue, it's because I saw a card like Unexpected Assistance go a little bit later. So here's just a solid 2-drop. So we're needing more of these. Can't be countered. All creatures, including it. I mean, I don't know why it's worded whereas Ward 2 and then other creatures you control have Ward 2 instead of all creatures have Ward 2. And then other spells you control can't be countered. Which, not a lot of counter spells floating around in the format. I have been got by a couple of them though. Again here, kind of like second Glimmermite over second Unexpected Assistance. I think if I take the assistance, then I just don't need any more like draw effects. Though I do have the Burning Curiosity already, and I don't know if I want like 3 of these effects. Since it is just pack 2, I don't want to kind of overload on these. I'm going to take the creatures. I'm a little short on creatures at the moment. But noting my 3-drop slot is just pretty good. Inblaze Epiphany is just a great removal spell. I've had this one before. Kill a creature and get some card selection out of it. Just solid, and it's instant speed too. Doesn't play well with our Goliath Daydreamer, though, but it's good enough. What just happened? It didn't take that card. What card did it take? It just like went to the next pack and like forced a pick. Like I didn't have any time. It's like it didn't give me the card and just moved on to the next pack. What the hell? Okay, I'm going to take Spiky Feisling, or Feisty Spikeling here. Just for 2 drops. That's just my 3rd 2-drop. Another Flaring Cinder. Like I said, Thirst is just okay. I'm going to take Silvergill. Reckless Ransacking is at least a card that could make the deck. I wanted to watch this back and see what happened there, because that... I didn't see a card actually get added to the deck. Either. This is just a good card right here. Can represent a lot of draw, because this lets all of your creatures draw a card when they deal damage that turn. And if you can blight one onto this and get more of it, like get the triggered again, it's just quite good. And I'm needing lower curve. Even if I didn't need more lower curve stuff, this is just a great card. Just need to pick up a few more playables here. I don't know how many elementals I'm on. Just 4? Some changelings. So maybe this Champion of the Path wasn't that great. Sig. It's just a 2-mana 2/2 unblockable, which is quite solid. I could maybe splash white to get the flips going, but I'm just going to take this Cinder Strike. We're not seeing the removal spells as much as I'd like. Like we've seen some of the 5-mana ones that we didn't take. Like, or the 4-mana, the Feed the Flames is what I was thinking of. Alright, Here, though, not interested in taking another Gravel Gill. Blossom Bind is kind of underperformed. Tannival Rhyme Speaker is kind of like not been that good for me. So I think it is. We're just going to go with the Feed the Flames here. And another Seal Away. Could be wrong. Could be Stratosaur here. How many creatures? Kind of getting low on creatures, but we do have quite a nice removal suite, so... And I just haven't liked this card, like playing it. 5 mana, 3/5 flyer is just not felt as impactful as I would like. 6 command, so Merfolk seemed to have been open, but I did not see too strong of a signal to get in there. Maybe I missed something in the draft. I don't care about this guy. I'm not playing 2 copies of him in the deck. I'm just going to take the command anyway. Squawk Roaster's not where I want to be. Maybe Wild Unraveling. Looks like we're just really getting into like a control shell here. I haven't liked this card too much. Whereas I've liked this card pretty well. I'm going to take this. I really don't have many ways of like actually closing this game out. I think Mischievous Sneakling is just better over the Spikeling. They're both, you know, 2-power, 2-mana creatures, but this one having Flash is quite better than having First Strike on your turn. Second, Feed the Flames, though I don't really want to play that. Wonderwine Distractor. Gonna take Gravel Gill here. And I have not liked this card at all. If anything, I would rather try this out and see if it's any good than play a 3-drop that I know isn't very impactful. Take a little break here. Okay, we have some cuts to make. What are we going to end up with here? I'm going to cut a Seal Away and a Defense. Maybe Wild. If we keep the counter spells in, Glimmer Mites go up a lot in value. It's just being able to play things at instant speed. So I don't even care about this guy like at all. His stat line is just so terrible. So we got 5 early game plays. Definitely more interested in like these 2 cards. So the thought is just between like, do I want Peddlers that can maybe draw cards, or Glimmer Mites? I think I want Glimmer Mites. Kind leads more into my control shell aspect of what's going on here. What are the colors? Fairly evenly split, though I do have more. Well, this card has Convoke, and so does this. Where's my double red card? Does not. But we do have quite a few double blues. Yeah, we'll just leave it like this. Alright, so let's see. Not really an elemental deck per se, because we didn't like get crazy good synergies of them. We do have some to play around with. Really kind of just a blue-red mid-range, kind of leaning more on the control side. We're going to keep this. On the play with a removal spell. Oh man. Now you can't play the bite too if you don't have a creature in play, so. But it will be canceled here. Alright, so this is what I was talking about. We get to untap, have counterspell up, have Glimmer Might up. So it just depends on what he does here. If he doesn't do anything, we get 2/2 flyer out. Whatever. Okay. He's got stick, and I don't want these Twin Flame Travelers just to die. So I think I'm just gonna pass here. Let him like try to remove this. He does not. He does not care about the 2/2 flyer. Trying to bait out my counterspell, maybe? Like, if he's splashing, this is actually not a bad counterspell. Like, if he's really relying on this card to, you know, splash some other cards, whereas black-red doesn't do well to find other things. Now this double trigger thing only applies to elementals, so you do not get to tap or untap two things with our here. Alright, no, our just Rakdos player is just doing Rakdos stuff. Having lots of removal and kind of dirtly creatures that he hopes to get it done with. There's some thought to just convoking and killing a 1/1. Not something I'm too interested in here. Oh, this is, it would have, the Boulder Dash is a pretty clean answer to this guy. The Cinder Strike is a very nice answer to this guy too, so, but it may just be worth it just to use the Temporal Cleansing. Kind of want to use the more expensive card and hold the cheap removal so I can double spell. just, I'm gonna do the activate. But it would have been more valuable on the next turn. Because I could have gotten 2 cards. So we'll see if he has a removal spell here. No blocks. Though I could use this seal away. Yeah, tell you what. So, because what I'm hoping happens here is he plays the Chaos Spewer. He pays the 2 mana, so it eats up his turn. I Cinder Strike, Blight 1 onto this. Remove the counter. Okay, see. I get to remove the counter, draw 2 cards. I think that was well navigated. The Goblin deck is probably the worst of the typal decks. Of like this, the 5 supported types. Like fairies is a thing in here, but it's not really all that supported. The goblin decks where they can be really powerful, it's because they got very specific cards. You need the uncommon 3 mana enchantment, and you just need some of the like more powerful things that there are. Question here of, do I want to land cycle this? Is there much value in like land cycling this card? Whereas I'm going to play this and discard a card and draw a card anyway. I could just discard it for the card. Otherwise, I might just be discarding the mountain I get anyhow. But we're a ways from casting it. I don't know. Like I said, my deck doesn't have a ton of high end. But as far as like cards I'm going to be discarding anyway, yeah. Get a mountain. And it kind of worked out. Discard an island anyway. Another Rakdos play. This guy's pretty good in that it does enable the blight synergies of the deck to kind of pop off. I'm going to save the exile removal spell. And I think it's a little late for this guy to like expect to get the full value out of this, whereas this is just going to see 3 cards anyway. But can I get those 3 cards? You know, am I going to be able to cast all 3 of them, which is 4 mana? 5 if it hits a land. I mean, probably not. So maybe this is more valuable over time. Kept the card on top. Right, you do get the choice of putting it saying top or on the bottom. Flame Chain Mauler here. this is the spot where we're going to cast Curiosity. Without the Blight? Without the Blight. Arena just not respecting my choice to only deal 1 damage to this creature and go 2 to face. It's just like, no, you want to kill the guy, right? Well, yeah, generally that's going to be the right choice, but not always. So remember, like, if your opponent's at 2 life and you target a 2 toughness creature, you may need to full control to make it go 2 to face. See, this is where this gets good. I'm gonna have to feed the flames this guy. So I'm gonna play this. Tap one of these 1/1s down. So I can get in for 3. Opponent is life total here is deceptively higher than you would think, because he's going to be gaining quite a bit of life from this. This is what allows this deck to churn. The fact that this deck is so reliant on specifically this uncommon makes it hard for me to ever want to get into this. Deck is not giving me much to work with here. I do need to hold an island for future lootings. Maybe I should have held this island, so I could have held 2. Turns out my choice of getting rid of the Grizzle Glutton and keeping Curiosity over it looks to be a mistake, as well, I didn't know it was only going to go 2 freaking lands, but I could have had like a lot more just card selection out of it. It's interesting. He could have attacked first. Gotten in an extra. I wouldn't have. I don't know if I would block on here. He just kind of missed 2 points of damage. Alright. Yeah, I shouldn't have played. Shouldn't have played that island, because now I can't loot with this guy. We will have. Yeah. It's a mistake. You should just go ahead and blight 2 onto his 1/1 here. Could also blight onto his own the spear itself. But needs to, yeah, needs to get that life total up past just being dead on board to these flyers. So you can blight one onto it. 2, draining 2 more. Creature haste, sure. You're not blocking. Yeah. Whereas in the previous game, I think my sequencing was just very good. Oh no, I should have attacked with this. What am I doing? It would have traded with this, but that wouldn't have mattered. Okay. Okay. Because yeah, him blocking with this would have been better than me letting him untap with it, for sure. Can give this guy haste, but not sure that's good enough. He can't gain, needs to gain 3 life this turn. There's no reason to block there, I guess. She's dead on board, so. Yeah. Should have just played the looter dude. I even made that assessment. I just kept overthinking it. Like, how does it actually sequence out? Felt like I didn't have as much time as I ended up actually having. While he did play some, decent cards in there, he didn't play anything that was, very good. Ocarina of Time the Brilliant. Now this is a hand. And I'm on the play. Ugh. This is what you can see. Okay. He could have the flash, dude. He's got something. This is a sorcery. Just go for it, I guess. Draw 2. Oh. This guy's so good. Right on cue with the navigator. Untapped on our fault. it's just when he attacks. That's not the. That's the other lord that just untaps. Period. Am I wanting to loot away any of these cards? I just don't think so. I think the Blight too, being able to just be able to Blight on this, have the counter spell up, because he can have like a 5-drop here. Yeah. You will Blight too. One of this guy. Let's see. Discard the. I could play this. Discard the Zealot. Hold up the Seal Away. Well, the Seal Away only costs 2 less if they're attacking you, and that's not going to be the case here. I am pretty far ahead. Just want to keep pushing that now. I think it might actually just be discard the Seal Away, or the Swat Away. And look for the 6th land to play that guy next turn. I could Blight one onto this for the draw effect. Am I really pitching one of these cards though? I don't think so. These are like 3 of the best cards left in the deck. I can just Blight one with the Cinder Strike. Go 5, draw 2. This card is busted. Now I've got cards to discard, right? I can just discard the Snake Lane or whatever and put another counter on this to draw more cards. Really enjoying the -1/-1 counter synergies in the format. I think this is well designed. Even though the drafts are quite hard to navigate. Because you might just have a string of packs where like nobody opened the tribe or something that you're into. Like if you're picking Elf Bomb card and you just might go 3 packs with no elves in it thinking like, oh man, I'm cut from elves. But those 3 packs just might not have had elves in them, period. Like nobody might be, it might be open to you, it's just the card pool's not there. On the play, I think I'm willing to keep this. I was trying to mulligan for a 2-drop when there's not that many in the deck. I have like 5 early game plays. I think the percentage of me like mulliganing and finding one is just a little bit too low. Wow. That's a good card. 2 mana, mill 4, then you may put a creature or land card from among them on top of your library. You don't draw it. Boggart. This guy has cooked something up here. He did put the land on top. He put the 3rd swamp on top instead of 1st forest. Interesting to note. Maybe he's got another voracious tome skimmer in hand, which is cool, I guess. Moonglove extractor. Start with an attack. This is a good block for me because I get the card and he doesn't get his card for attacking. Is this till next turn? End of your next turn? Okay, so this is still available to me next turn. I think we're on killing this guy. I don't know. It is an instant. We'll just kick the counter spell up. He can't activate it this turn anyway. He does have another voracious tome skimmer. He will use the counter spell. Hopefully we get a creature we can blight onto. We did, but it's messy. So what I'm gonna do, I know I have to blight as part of the cost. I was gonna play this spell first and then remove this, because he could have like Requiting Hex in hand. I just am I getting hexed? If he has it, he should cast it down before I can Cinder Strike his dude. Maybe it's the 1 mana like Death Touch combat trick that leaves you with a 2/2 elf if the creature dies. It is. Okay. He has 2/2. Sower, this card is great. 4 mana, 2/3 flying lifelink. Cast a spell during an opponent's turn, put a -1/-1 counter on 1 creature. That's a mistake. So what he should have done is in my upkeep, play this to put a -1/-1 counter on this card. Like, I have to kill this just to protect my creatures. Like, sure, he can go for that and force me to tap to remove the counter. Maybe that was you thinking it wasn't worth it. But he basically just played it for 2 life too, which is definitely not worth it. Well, I can't blight one again. Like, not the best. He gets to attack, lose a life, draw a card. Dream Caesar. I gotta start finding some of my interaction here. And the idea of discarding an interaction spell, it's just a little expensive here. I don't have a lot of cards in play for either of these. I'm gonna keep Curiosity because I can blight one on the Nuisance. But it's one of these cards. I like both of them so much here. What am I bouncing though with this? A Moon Glove? Tell you what, well, I'm not gonna keep letting this guy get cards off that. Till the end of your next turn, you can play these. Oh, I get to flash this in then. Yeah, that's fine. Tap the Dream Caesar. Getting fairly low, but I am getting to the point where I can start playing a lot more creatures. I think we're at no blocks. But am I going to pay the 3 mana to draw 2 cards next turn? Then I'm only playing Flaring Cinder afterwards. I don't need to play both of these. If I'm not activating this next turn, this block makes sense then. Okay. a decline. Maybe we hold the SWAT away. It's either we hold this or we just make him pick this up. Or I could just play the 3-2 myself here. I think I like holding SWAT away open. But if this was his best play last turn, we're just going to make him recast it. Now this is getting interesting. I don't want the creatures. But we will just go this. Alright, that's okay. We put it on bottom. Not interested in going to 5 here. Okay. Oh, all this is instant speed, so. But I might actually need to just block this guy. Puts it on the choice of top or bottom. I mean, him just replaying this. His blight too. It's a lot of blight, but him drawing cards is so far behind. Yeah, he's off. Maybe he can kill himself for me. At this point, Mounting Dream Caesar isn't that bad. We'll block it. Play Snakeling. This isn't too bad. If he just attacks with this, I'm just gonna bounce it. Draw out of this. That was extremely painful. White's 2 there puts a -1/-1 counter on the guy I want the counter on. And gives me a block. Okay. Isn't this the guy who had one of these? Or was that the last game? Maybe it was the same dude. You can put a creature or land. Oh, and you get more cants? No. Puts a forest on top. He had the option of putting a forest on top earlier and just didn't do it. Daydreamer. It's quite good. There is the thought here, since he just put this on there, that I could attack all. He blocks one, but at least I get to draw a card, but I kind of want the blockers. So let's just see what we get here. Maybe he got the land just so he could... So he's getting the land just to discard to this to make some 1/1s. Just gonna be mana efficient. Kind of want the Daydreamer with a spell. Because if his plan was just put a land on top and make 2 1/1s, it's not something that I care a ton about playing around. Light one on this guy. In all likelihood, I'm going to champion it away here. This guy, anyway. I'm only doing that pre-combat. Let's see, even if he makes the 2 1/1s. Yeah, I can't attack. Just play Goliath Daydreamer. He'll make his 2 1/1s. Three 1/1s. Alright, because you discarded the land. So it's always +1 from what this indication is here. This is just getting so brutal. The flooding. So he does have the ability to throw a lot of stuff in front of this and kill it. but then he loses his Lorwyn. Does that matter? I mean, each land keeps going wider and wider here. Just a chump. Another blocker. 2 damage. So he did draw another land. This will be 4 dudes. So he's got 8 attackers. I've got 3 blockers, and I'm at 5. Great. Can't believe I lost this game. Oh, Blight. Oh. Kind of going back through that game in my head of like, was there something I could have done differently? Did take a lot of damage early. Spinning my wheels a little too long. Opponent going first, and I've got a slow hand. Ugh. With no interaction too. But we can't get rid of this, so keep the double blue over the double red. He didn't have a 1 or 2 play, or a 3 play. Did I play this in a counter spell, or do I go Glimmermite? I think I want to just be safe here. He's probably got like a counter or removal spell. Don't want to let him use his mana efficiently. See if he's got stick. He did not have stick. Okay. We're just gonna kind of go for it here. Did have the counter. Wait, he had the counter? He must have top decked it. There's no way he doesn't counter this. But that would have been, comes into play, double triggers, goes 6 upstairs, he'd be at 3 already. Damage. It's a sorcery. Boulder Dash or whatever. he attacks, I'm probably not blocking. Okay. How aggressive do I want to be? Like, do I... Because if I feed the flames this creature, he doesn't get the extra card off of it, which is pretty tempting. And then I get in for 5 if he doesn't have anything. But if I just kill this and he kills like one of my dudes, it feels pretty rough. Unfortunately, I felt like he probably top decked that, because there's no reason for him to not go after killing one of these other creatures. Let's go with a... This is probably for the sake of making videos and clicks and stuff. Get rid of this pet. Stupid laugh is annoying as crap. Double strikey dude. Yeah, I'll take 4. Beginning of your end step, you remove... Oh! Power 2 or less. Oh, he doesn't have a 2 or less. Damn. I could land cycle... I do have some life to play around with here. He can start like double tapping cards if he wants. Like once on my turn, once on his turn to get some more damage through. But then he's got to be a lot more worried about the crackback then. Because, I mean, I've got lethal power on board. Can't just get too wild with it. If I draw some removal spells, you just die. Oh, I forgot to hold the land for the loot, I guess. There. Here's the card that I want to tap anyway. And like I said, now we're getting to that point of let's see, you can play Cinders and still have the ability to flash in Disruptor. Play this and still flash it in as well. Okay. Past the end. Resolve. I can make him pick up the tapper. Or you can replay it, but it's probably just get rid of this giant. Now he's like, he just doesn't have enough blockers. And Daydreamer. So I all out attack. He like eats one of my 3/2s. Or he eats all my 3/2s, takes 5? Is that okay though? Because he doesn't have the tapper then? Doesn't have the first striker, but this is going to come down and get one of the cards back into play. That's the problem. I think it's just Daydreamer and go. Taps. Wow. This guy has a very nice red-white deck of just the decent cards in those colors. Just getting after it. Very unfortunate to have the Ferric Strike there. Oh, now that's a card. Boulder Dash. Still ended next turn. Okay. That's fine. So after this trigger resolves next turn, I will boulder dash two of these blockers out of the way. Okay. It's unfortunate. This guy just took all the good red-white removal. Dang, I'm just not getting to close this game out. So he resolves this trigger. Oh, this is a sorcery. So he Glamour Might. Tap the tapper. Hexing Squelcher is pretty good. And they can't really target my stuff too well. So Boulder Dash here. So if I Boulder Dash here, he's got 3 blockers for 4 attackers. It's just not enough. I think we have to get rid of the tapper, dude. Alright. This is just such a grind fest. Just Boros control deck over here. Good news is he's only got the 1 counter for a trigger this turn, so... But this life linker's a problem. Do I want to kill my own Sizzling Changeling to see an extra card? Sure. Okay. Flyer guy, go. These dudes are just so much better statted on board. That I kind of want to pick up the Spike Lane, but if he kills this, then getting this back to hand is a little bit better. And that we get to, like, I can replay it and do some more looting. So... Sure. After all this, all the removal and stuff he had, I'm not even sure he needed to kill like some of the targets that he hit that weren't flyers. If he's got a big pump spell, this is like a horrendous block. And even gaining the 2 life, I just need to draw like a something here. On the Squelcher. Top or bottom? Alright. He's got a card in hand. Kill his life linker. And now with a counter in hand, we hope that's going to close the game out. Oh. Oh my god, I decked. I actually decked. Oh my god. I wasn't even looking. I saw my entire deck and couldn't close. Oh. Oh my gosh. That's embarrassing. Going first with this hand. This hand is weird, but it just needs 1 land, right? Oh. Perfect top deck. Pitching the red card because I'm a little tight on red sources. Seems like a weird bounce, but I'm just going for the tempo plays here, because if he now plays a removal spell... Okay. Okay. we're just gonna swat away whatever he plays here. Get Zealot down next turn. Get the card on top. Extra cheeky 2 damage in. We're gonna keep our removal spell. Along with nuisance. That's nice. That's nice. Prideful Feastling? We're okay swinging here. If he goes for some combat trick or pump to save this creature, I'll feed it. Feed the flames. He's gotta have something. Because it was representing the active. You didn't want me to draw 2 cards? Gained enough life. Is it Blight? It's Blight 2. That was Blight 1. Again, removal tribal getting me. Oh no. Oh no. All that is so bad. I said I wouldn't mind if I went 4-3 with the deck. Looks like that's what's going to happen here. Because Abigail is very strong. Put a first strike, flying, and lifelink counter on a creature, and they lose their other abilities. And I'm just dead on board. Well, I can keep the full. Now I have the out of drawing 2 removal spells. He'll gain 3, go to 11. And then I can crack back with 8. Just not going to get it done here. I have to hit a removal spell off the top. Oh no. Oh, I thought it was the Drain 2 guy, but this is the rare. Okay, that's a start. Burning Curiosity, Blight 1. We got a flying creature. And to attack. Blight 1 onto the. Okay. We hit some interaction. Play this and the cleansing. So this is why I like cleansing so much over a lot of the other like interactions and stuff, because alright. I didn't have the protection or something for it. But a trampler when I'm at 1 is scary enough as it is. Fiddling with his graveyard. Maybe he's got an unbury. Looks like that's what we're looking at. He can get Abigail plus any shapeshifter. Because giving something else a flying lifelink counter on it's going to be game here. Man, that's hitting hitting so many lands here. What's the value in surveilling 2 when you have a card that you decided you wanted to keep? saying here, like, yeah, it's just you should have taken Abigail plus the Feisland or whatever and given it flying. Doesn't play it? What is happening here? Champion away this guy? Okay. Oh no. I'm just dead, aren't I? You didn't have this in hand. Oh. So if I chump block, there is a world where I can draw like another draw spell, hit some elementals or removal spell, and still be alive. Okay. So this will deal 6. But not gonna get there. This has trample. There's like nothing I could have done as far as like leaving blockers back or anything. But that was close. But it needed to be multiple things. It needed to be like a draw spell into or yeah, if it had been a draw spell into multiple things, maybe there's some way around that. That guy's deck was pretty solid for what it was. Abigail's just such a beating of a card. Lorwyn, it's acceptable. Got back all but 100 of our gems, plus the 3 packs, plus the cards from the draft. This is the goal, right? Just hanging out around here in these higher ends of stuff. We don't need to do anything crazy. I'm gonna stop this for now, take a break for a while.